We've covered the basics of Suicune in a previous video, linked in the card, and now it's time to master it. Now, let's review real quick. Suicune is good for offense as well as a bit of endurance and mobility, so you could expect it to secure KOs for the team, as well as assist by dealing lots of chip damage, as well as taking some damage and moving around the map. Okay? Now, for held items, we have to focus on cooldown reduction because Suicune is one of those special attackers that uses its physical attack stat for its basic attacks. The lower your cooldown is, the less you have to rely on your physical attack stat and more on your special attack stat, which is what is much stronger. So for that, I chose the Shell Bell for a bit of recovery, as well as cooldown reduction, and of course a special attack boost. We have a new item called the Drive Lens, which kind of does the same thing in terms of boosting, special attack increase, and cooldown reduction. But here, it's very valuable because Suicune would be attacking anyway, and Drive Lens would increase your special attack if you manage to KO or assist in KOing an opponent. And for the final item, I went with EXP Share because after all, it is an all-rounder, and we are yet to see an item for Pokemon Unite that increases special attack and movement speed at the same time. So this is what we have for now for the endurance and the mobility part. Not to mention, the EXP Share would encourage your teammates to stick with you so they could level up quickly, and Suicune itself could use it so it could level up just a bit faster in the early game. Alright, if you feel like building Suicune hyper offensively, you could replace the EXP Share with the Energy Amplifier just to make sure that the cooldown is as low as it possibly can. Alright, so that's the EXP Share, and that is it for the held items. For the moveset, we have established, if you look at Pokemon Unite API, that the winning set is not Icy Wind. The winning set is Whirlpool as well as Ice Beam. So I'm gonna use that for this demonstration. And for the first move at level 1 to 3, I would choose Water Pulse because it's better in terms of damage output. Alright. Now, before I take Suicune into battle, let me show you my emblems. I'll show you two possible emblems that you could equip it. This is what I'll be using for the demonstration. My Galarian Rapidash emblem set. It has 6 green for special attack boosts and 6 white for an HP boost. But if you would look closely at these stats, I actually made it nuanced so that while we get an HP boost from the 6 whites, you essentially have more stat boosts going on if you look at the effects. So you have HP, minus attack because we don't really need that. We have defense, special attack, special defense boost, movement speed boost, critical hit rate boost, and cooldown reduction further. Alright, so that's all gonna add up. Now, what if you feel like doing a more hyper offensive set? I have a Darkrai emblem set, which I believe I did not show you on the first video. Here it is. You can take a screenshot or pause the video if you want. This one would have 7 black emblems to reduce the cooldown, and then we have 6 green emblems to increase the special attack. And this is more straightforward. It's more hyper offensive. You have boost in HP, reduction in attack because we don't need it, special attack boost, movement speed boost, and critical hit rate boost. Alright, but just remember, I will be using the all-rounder emblem set for this demonstration, which we're gonna get into right now, shortly. Let's do it. Ranked battle. Alright, we found a match. Let's go. I have Suicune in my favorite, so I should have no trouble in choosing it. I'll go to the bottom path because that's where I'm recommended. And make sure that the emblem is either the Galarian Rapidash set that I showed you or the Darkrai one if you want a more hyper offensive set. For battle items, I chose the X attack because I am meant for damage, just to enable me to do that. I noticed that with hyper offensive sets, they tend to use things that would enhance other stuff like X speed or the eject button. And then for the held items, I showed it to you. I'll emphasize to my teammates that I'll focus on dealing damage and that I'll also help with leveling up because remember, we have the EXP share. And let's hope for the best. I would have preferred if we had a defender, but it's fine. Suicune has some endurance to it, so it could take some form of damage. I also remember that in the first video, I showed you Surf and Icy Wind. Personally, like if we're not like demonstrating the set with the highest win rates, I would use Surf and Icy Wind still. But I do want to try out Whirlpool and Ice Beam because it's also very good. And I've yet to show it to you. And this is my chance. I'll just select Water Pulse. And then just before the first rabbit, you know the drill, activate your X attack. And then I like to get a bit closer before I aim Water Pulse because its range is rather limited. And you don't want to waste your Water Pulse in the early game, especially when you're farming. I'm gonna help this Rowlet stack up. I tried getting in a score, but I'm not able to. Please don't die, Rowlet. That was a bit careless on my part. I should have just focused on getting away. But that's fine. Rowlet managed to KO the Fletchling. It's fine, it's fine. At least I helped that Rowlet stack if it's a stacking set. I would assume it is because it went straight for the goal zone. Level up. The EXP share is doing wonders because Rowlet is usually like very tough to use in the early game because of its level scaling. It takes a while to level up, so the EXP share helps a lot, I can see. I'll use the Whirlpool. I am tempted to score right now, but I do want Rowlet to get away or just stack even more. I'll focus on doing that. And based on Suicune stats, you kind of want to do like an aggressive play. Just focus on attacking, and that's what I'm kind of doing. But I also noticed that Suicune gets targeted a lot. So you might find that I lean towards a more supportive role, more on enabling my teammates by dealing lots of damage and scaring off opponents who would try to like take them out. I also want to stay near the base so I could heal HP. The good thing is we have long-ranged attackers, so it's there you go. You see what I mean by a more supportive role? I just threaten damage. There you go. And I didn't notice this, but I already have 6 stacks on my drive lens. So the drive lens would give Suicune the luxury of doing a more supportive role because of the boosts in special attack. And that's kind of what I'm going for. Come on, Rowlet. Oh, it's Dartrix, not Rowlet. I'll choose Ice Beam. The enemy team is fast in farming. I just want to make sure that I'm not leaving my frailer teammates exposed. Alright, that was a good steal from the Decidueye. That is a lot of damage. So I want to keep my distance and focus on dealing damage from a distance. And now I'm recovering more HP when I attack because of the drive lens and the shell bell. They work so well together. Awesome. Now let's farm this. Nice and easy. There you go. While they're taking care of the Regieleki, I do want to make sure that I'm escorting this Decidueye so that nothing will like get it in a surprise attack. That's a good time to use my Unite move. I could have aimed better, not gonna lie. There you go. And I kind of want the whirlpool to like be positioned where the goal zone is to punish those who wants to stay in the goal zone. I also remember in the first video saying that Whirlpool is kind of a bit harder to use. I think that's mainly because I didn't understand how Whirlpool worked, but it's kind of actually easier. It makes sense. You just have to target with intent. You have to understand where you want the Whirlpool to be and target there. I see it. All right, you got it. I guess this set is winning lots for a reason. Oops. I was going to go back to the base, but my teammates are being attacked, so might as well help out. Try to get away, Decidueye. I risk my life for you. It's fine. I think we got this as long as we don't let them score. Come on, don't let them score. We got this, we got this. Let me help them. All right. That was rather stress-free. So again, with Suicune, focus on reducing your cooldowns and more on assisting your teammates with either KOs or chip damage. All right. I'll give everyone a good job. So that is it, folks. You can review the first video that I kept mentioning in this video. If you want to look at the basic stuff where I covered most of them. And yeah, thank you so much to all our channel members for all that they do. Thank you for watching. Let me know if there's a Pokemon you'd like me to feature in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!